normal mission. It was faster, stronger than us. Why didn't anybody tell us? Would it have helped?
Why didn't anyone tell me that this game existed? I have sunk 20 plus hours in this game in the past 2 weeks, and 2 weeks is all that I've had it. It has been so fun, so good. Listen, I would grab the game and I would play it. There's nothing better than playing as a big scary monster going around. And even on top of that, this this game has the first, and as far as I know, the first female predators that have been in any game, any movie. This should be the first seen thing of a female predator that we have seen in all of media. All of media. And my gosh, they're great. They just have the best they got strong muscles. They got strong muscles that are just as strong as all of the other predators. That's right, the female strong predators with the beautiful muscles. Alright guys, you know about the length of my video, so I'm really going to have to get into how this game is played. And I don't have much time to do it, so let's jump right into this. So, first off, you have two different types of game modes in one game. That's right, you got two game modes, one game. The game is absolutely fantastic. Technically, there's 3 game modes, but I haven't played the 3rd game mode because I'm just not interested in it. You might be interested in it, so go ahead, try it out. It's fun all the way throughout the whole game. So, you have 2 sides. You can either play as the humans or the predators. Now, myself, I love, and I mean love, the predators. They are absolutely fantastic. Big, beastly things that are running around in trees, jumping around, shooting lasers from their shoulders. Oh my gosh, it's so great. I enjoy it so much. And there is no better feeling than murking off the whole team. Think Dead by Daylight, but you have more movement, more speed, more playing. It is so good. I love it. The map is much, 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 much bigger than Dead by Daylight too. Me personally, I don't like Dead by Daylight. It's not my favorite game. I know somebody's gonna hate on me like that. Like, why don't you love that game? I personally don't. It's just way too slow paced for me. Playing the people, you're running around and you get one shot by people sneezing on you. Playing the monster, you have the like slow walk monster thing that's supposed to be scary for everyone, but it doesn't end up being scary. Just ends up being I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the game. I like faster paced games, but you know, I'm not saying it's not a good game. I've seen a lot of people play it. It's just not my favorite one. However, relating this to Predator Hunting Grounds, which is the game that I just showed you, I made that preview in the beginning for all of you. I took a lot of cutscenes from the game, put it all together, and made it into the best movie type startup that I possibly could. It is so good. So good. Alright guys, so as the Predator, you get to set up your loadout. And when you set up your loadout, you jump into the game, and your goal is to hunt the four people who have dropped there. Those are the humans that will be playing. Now, your goal seems super simple, and you think that it would be super easy because, you know, you're a predator, you're super strong, you can go invisible, you can see in night vision. Well, there is a lot more to it than that. First of all, people don't go down that easy. Like, you know, in the Predator movies, you see, like, you know, stick your hand through them and it's game over. That happens for the NPCs. But as for the players, they have a lot more life to deal with, and each one can heal up to 3 times. So as long as they're using their heals correctly, they can stay alive the whole game. The way I have started playing is I have stopped thinking about actually taking out everyone. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm just trying to give a good chase. I'm trying to give people good memories. You know, as you're running through the game, you're scaring the crap out of them. They're busy trying to run and complete whatever they're doing. And it really gives a real intense moment, something that really scares them. I personally very much enjoy playing Predator. On top of the mass amount of equipment you can equip, and the editing. Oh gosh, I love editing. Character creation is just the best. I love it so much. Out of every game I will spend hours doing character creation. The character that you saw in the film in the front, that's my personal character. That's the one I run with when I'm playing. Fantastic. She's quick. She's strong. She uses a staff. Good. But back to the game. So your job is to hunt them down by running through these trees, shooting these missiles at them, slapping them with your staff or whatever weapon is your weapon of choice, shooting them with arrows, which I haven't unlocked yet. I'm close, but I haven't unlocked them yet. There's just so many different ways you can go about it. However, on the human side, I won't lie. It took me absolutely forever to get in on the human side. It just was not my thing. I didn't think that I would like it. You know, my kind of way of thinking is I play video games to get away from reality. So why would I want to be a human? Well, turns out there's a reason. So, when you're playing humans, you get just as many, if not more, customizations for your human as the Predator, and they come with a lot more equipment. Now, as the game plays through, the human's goal is to get to a certain spot on the map, complete certain objectives, and if they get certain objectives, they get to leave via helicopter. Now, you can, as the Predator, try to kill them while they're trying to leave during a helicopter or while they're trying to do their missions. But the humans tend to have to stay in one general area while completing a mission, or have to search through computers, or have to burn recreational items. So as you're running through, on both sides, you're going to be fighting the other player. And honestly, it is not as easy as it sounds. You'd think that with all these guns and everything that you'd be able to take down a creature pretty quickly. As a Predator, if you're not careful, they will. But if you're a good Predator, oh my gosh, is it so difficult. It is so difficult. Because you can put lots of bullets into them, but if they're carrying the right perks, and yes, there are perks on both sides. If you're carrying the right perks, you can take almost no damage while standing in trees. Just take bullets like a champ. However, if you're human, they don't do too well with damage. Now, I said earlier that they can heal and they don't have the cheapest amount of life. That is true. But let's be real. You get hit in the face by a rhino and you're not really going to be standing up afterwards. So you can take maybe 4 to 5 hits, depending on what character, some more, some less, depending on what you're choosing, what you're playing, what your loadout is, and what perks you've picked. That goes the same way on the other side for the Predator. It doesn't all have to be big, burly Predators dropping in with axes and shields. You know, they don't have shields, by the way. You know, don't get your hopes up. But you don't have to be big burly creatures just like landing. You can be tactical. You can trade out less light for more equipment, or speed for protection. There's just a whole slew of things that you can do on either side that makes this game so enjoyable and so diverse to play through. On top of that, there's 3 different maps that are technically 6 different maps because each map has a day and night cycle. Now, on that note, I'm telling you what. Everybody tells me that being the predator at night makes everything easier. It makes it so much harder. So much harder. Like, I have to use my eyes, which the thermal vision, unfortunately, for the predators actually can be seen by the players, so they'll see your eyes glowing off into the distance somewhere, which easily puts you out to be spotted. Now, with every game, do you have some people who get mad because they lose? Yes. Do you have some people who maybe be trying a little bit too hard? Yes. As a predator, there was this one time to where I showed up and I landed in enough time to die. That doesn't happen normally. When you're a predator, you're supposed to be big and bad. But I don't know what this guy had equipped, but he one-on-one me with a knife, and it was over. Game over. I didn't even get to attack. I ran up. I tried to hit, and he just one-on-one me with a knife. Now, I don't know. I don't know who put what in his Cheerios this morning, but whoever it was needs to give a little bit of those Cheerios to the predator because that shouldn't happen. Now, like I've said, I've sunk like 20 hours, 24, 25, somewhere in there into this game. Now, I don't tend to put a lot of hours into any games. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I actually do in my regular life, but I do love myself a video game. So I have grabbed it, and I've been actually sinking a lot of time into it, mainly because I want the bow. So as you play through it, you unlock more things. It has a loot box system to where when you use loot box, you'll get random colorations of the different items and things that you can equip, or you'll actually get the item themselves. Otherwise, winning the match or even losing the match will give you money in cash, and it's some made up cash system that's supposed to be from the Yao Jai or G or the Predators, whatever their technical name is. Now, being honest, normally I don't get into these type of games. It's not really something that I'm about. You've seen a lot of the games. If you're a solid follower of mine, you've seen a lot of games that I like playing. You know, VR games. I love Fallout, love Skyrim, something that I have a grand adventure with. But this game is big enough and intense enough to keep my attention. And it is really a fun game. The graphics are pretty great. The whole dynamic between the predator and the players plays out flawlessly. If I were to say I had any problems with this game at all, it would have to be that sometimes the game gets a little janky when it comes to the predator side. I've played a lot of the human side ever since I gave it a chance, because originally I was going to make this whole video on just the predator side and not even try out the people side, but I was just like, it wouldn't be very much of a review if I didn't at least try it out. And it's fun. I honestly, personally, I enjoyed it. But the dynamic of the whole thing is what makes it fun for me. There's this grand adventure to be had when you are a predator on the hunt. Even when you lose as predator, you can mess around with a thing on your wrist and explode like you see him do in all the movies. Or honestly, I've done it every time. I don't die without clicking those buttons. I just like exploding. It's so fun. I like to keep my character alive personally. You know, if they get away, they get away. I'm not here to make sure they don't get away. I try to make sure they don't get away, but if it comes between my life and their life, I try to keep mine around just so I have this idea like, oh, I'll get you next time. Type type thing going on. It's just my personal little headcanon going on. I love it so much. But you should really pick up the game. Give it a try. It is absolutely fantastic. Possibly one of the best games I've played in a while. I've tried to play some other games, and I have been playing some other games, which I'm going to bring to you, give the same reviews. We'll go and check those out in a little bit. But that will be next time you join us right here on Bad Habits.